What is your American dream?
American dream is become an entrepreneur here in US and bringing again some genuinity and authenticity of the Italian culture here in US.
My American dream is to serve the public. I'm running for judge and then want to continue serving on the bench and perhaps one day become a United States Senator. But I always want to give back to the community and the people that supported me along the way. My parents, and I want to make them proud.
My American dream is to make sure that our Constitution is not compromised by, the political people that are in power now, and it bothers me very much so because I am not a lawyer, but I love the law.
My American dream is just live comfortably, really. Not to be too rich, not to be too poor. Just wake up every morning and enjoy life. That's really it.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! Oh, hello, Justina!
Hi, Sam. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good.
Can you cut this off for Mr. Bernstein, please?
Oh, I would love to do that for you, Justina. My pleasure.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Bye.
Delivery to Brad Bernstein on its way. You can trust me. No problem. You gonna deliver the letter to Brad. I'm gonna do an errand for Justina. Oh my goodness gracious sakes alive! What is this? Is this a helicopter for groundhogs? Is this something out of the Avengers movie? Am I about to become a superhero? Is this a new piece of equipment for Groundhog Sam? Hi, Sean. What is this?
Hey, Sam. It's a drone.
A drone. Drone? What is a drone?
A drone. It's like a mini helicopter.
All right. Is it for me so I can ride on it?
It's not for riding, but we use it to deliver packages around the office like Amazon.
Oh my goodness, this is perfect. Justina just asked me to deliver a letter to Brad. Do you think we could deliver this to Brad in the drone?
Absolutely. That's the only reason we have it.
Oh my God. Okay. Can you show me how? Will you help me? Okay.
All right, so here's the controller, right?
Okay.
This stick is going to control how high you go.
Ooh.
This stick will control your left and right and your forward and back.
Awesome.
All right, you want to give it a shot?
Oh, I'd love to.
All right, can you reach both sticks?
I think I can.
Oh,
yeah.
excellent.
All
That's
right.
perfect.
Oh my goodness.
All right, we're going to deliver this letter to Brad. Are you ready?
Yeah, it's time for liftoff. Let's do it.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
All right, you ready to get this letter to Brad?
I'm so ready. I've never been more ready for anything in my life. This is amazing.
All right, you want to help me take off?
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so
Ready?
this? Yep.
That one and push it all the way up.
Okay.
Here we go.
Wow. Whoa, it's going. Holy moly.
All right, nice job, Sam. All right, you want to use this stick to go left and right?
Okay. Oh, a little to the left. Oh, a little to the right. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, I think we have to go get the drone now.
Oh, you're definitely a first-time flyer, Sam.
Oops. I know, I'm not even drunk. This is sober drone flying. Oh, no. Delivery! Delivery, Brad Bernstein! Delivery!
Sam,
Delivery, Brad! Delivery! Woo! Drone delivery! I'm just like Amazon! Ha 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 ha!
you want me to read this?
Yes. Brad, I'm like Jeff Bezos. I delivered it to you by drone! That's amazing!
There's nothing on here.
Oh.
You got the wrong letter.
Oh, no. But isn't it cool how I delivered it to you anyway?
Yeah, but you were supposed to bring me a letter with words on it.
Oh.
You scared everybody in the office. You made this whole thing with the drone and delivered an empty letter.
Oh, goodness gracious. Let me go back to Justina.
And this time walk because you scared everybody in the office. People were diving on the floor. They saw some helicopter flying through a drone. They didn't know what was going on.
It's our newfangled delivery system.
No, you can't do that. Groundhog Sam, go back to work.
Sean, I'm coming to you. We got to talk more drone talk. Sorry, Brad. Well, Sean, I think the drone is amazing. However, I don't think Brad thought it was as lit as you and I did.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I have an idea.
What's up?
Why don't we stick to just delivering letters in the office manually? And why don't we play with this puppy outside and take some video and stuff, and maybe we could use it on the show? What do you think?
I think that's a great idea, Sam.
You do?
Yeah, definitely if you're flying.
Ha ha ha! Well, I think I need your help, Sean. I haven't really got my pilot's license yet. I had a few hiccups, as we noticed, so perhaps you will help me with the drone flying to begin with.
Yeah, we'll do a few more lessons, Sam.
Okay, but let's do some cool video.
Definitely.
Awesome. High five. Oh, yeah. Oh, hello, everybody. Happy Monday. Did you miss Friday's episode of Bradshaw Live? Well, in case you did, Belgium Kim went out on the street to test New Yorkers' knowledge of where their favorite fairy tales and folklore came from. The answers were quite surprising and lots of fun to learn. Sean.
Hey, what's up, Sam?
Do you know what time it is now?
No, what time is it?
Now is the time we've all been waiting for! It's time for Bradshaw Live, starring Brad Bernstein with co-hosts Belgium Kim and Yonathan Elias. Oh, we can surprise Yo-Yo with the drone. He won't be expecting it.
No, not at all. That'd be awesome.
Awesome. Okay, that's what we're going to do. Ha 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 ha. You're a lot of fun, Sean.
You too, Sam.
Thanks.
Hello, everybody. Monday, April 29th, and I realized that we were all sitting here in the studio and nobody said hello to each other. We'll just say hello to each other live on the air, right?
That's what we were waiting for.
Is that what we're waiting for? Right.
I said hi to you outside.
Yeah, but Yonathan walked in.
I actually said hi when
you were on the phone saying, "I'll speak to you after the show," you know, and then you sat down. And then everybody was just doing their own thing, and I just realized, I looked up, I'm like, nobody's ever said hello to each other. We're all just sitting here.
We needed to keep the spontaneity for
Is that
the
what
live
it is?
part,
Right.
Brad.
Well, welcome, Brad Squad, and welcome Yonathan and Belgium Kim to
Hey.
what we like to call here the Brad Show Live, where we talk a lot about different things, a lot of topics, right?
They're looking at you.
They're looking at you. Kim, you're there. You're on TV, Kim.
Right.
Kim, wait.
Listen, I had to make
What?
sure that I had the show up so that I can interact with the squad as they interact with us. You see what I'm saying?
I see.
I got squad first. I gotta hang out with the squad.
Well, I gotta
Right.
say hello. I gotta say hello to Denver Sound,
Yeah.
Christine Bennett, and Carol Anderson, the Tiger. Jessica Leamy, how are you? Dion Reed, Sandra Salinas, Christine Bennett saying hello. Ramona Hazel says squad up, Brad, and the squad. Happy Monday to you too. Levon D. Tucker wants to know how Carol the Anderson Tigers weekend was. I'm curious also.
I know. I have no
We're all
idea.
curious how
Yeah.
Carol's weekend was. Jessica Levy, how are you? Fearless Michelle. Bella Jeet says, afternoon, Uncle Brad and team. Deanna Moore and CC Mitchell. Tamika Nelson. Wait a second. Tamika Nelson.
Tamika Nelson.
I just happen to have a card about Tamika Nelson today.
What about Tamika Nelson?
And something that we're going to call Get to Know the Brad Squad. That's right. We're going to get to know about Tamika today.
Yeah.
That's right.
Now, Tamika is a recent watcher of our show. No, I'm only kidding.
I was about to say, wait, what?
Right, she just started watching about a week ago.
The OGest of
No,
OGs.
that is not true at all. Tamika's been watching for a very long time. Her real name is Tamika. Her full name, her full government.
Full government.
Full government is Tamika Amaria Wellington.
Oh.
She does not have any kids, but we know she is now married to a gentleman by the name of Kevin Nelson.
Oh, we know him.
Yes. Why? Because she competed in our first ever Bradified marriage segment with Kevin.
Yep.
They were already married, and they didn't do so well.
They didn't.
No.
But in the greatest failure of any
Correct.
Bradified, it was
Correct.
a beautiful failure.
But also, she and Kevin were willing before she even knew what the show was about. She's like, yeah, I'll do it. And she had no idea what the show was about. I think we were on the air for like 2 or 3 times or something.
Well,
right?
because when we first started the show, we went back to like the already loyal viewers that had
Right.
been there for us, and we're like, "Hey, we're doing something new. You want to be a guinea pig?" And so many people said yes. Thank you.
So meanwhile, she's the youngest of 5 sisters. She has no brothers. She loves traveling, reading, and listening to music. She started watching on Facebook, but knew me from the radio.
Oh.
And I saw him a couple times at Roy Wilkins Park too. At some of the concerts in Roy Wilkins Park out in Queens.
Were you a Roy Wilkins Parker?
Well, no, they have some reggae concerts there in the summer. I used to go
Oh.
Was it
Yeah.
the Jerk Festival at
It
Roy
was in
Wilkins?
Queens.
to. Yeah. So when we asked her why Bradshaw Live was so special to her,
Yeah.
she says, I think Brad is special because he has helped so many people all over the world with their immigration needs so they can be at ease. Well, thank you very much.
Right.
That's really nice.
I
And
ca-
now we got to know somebody else in the squad, right?
I do have to say,
Yes.
your makeup is popping, Tamika.
Ooh.
Which
them
one?
Them eyes. Look at
there
them eyes.
she is.
Look at
yeah.
that.
Look at that. Your makeup is popping.
Oh my God.
So I didn't go through all the pictures because I was reading from the card.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh, you
about
didn't see
this
all-
I didn't see
highlight.
all
I'm
the
about
pictures,
this
no.
blush.
Yeah.
Fashionista over there.
Meanwhile, we got to still say hello to the rest of the squad, though. Kneve Blackstrat Robinson, how are you? Dawn Harriet and Rich Kid C, Sophia R. Gray, and Sharice Kamoy says, hey, squad. Cordella Douglas, Donna Spence, and say Christine Bennett, right? And First Lady Hewitt. I knew I missed somebody there.
Yeah.
And on YouTube, because we can't miss YouTube, Sexy Share Myers. Ja Love watches all the time. Audrey Miller, how are you? Carol the Top Cat Tigress 2 Anderson, also known as Carol the Tiger on Facebook. Theo and Andreen Spence. Back it up, Ricky. Popping in with a good evening, everybody. G Knight. Do we know G Knight?
G Knight? I don't think
G
so.
Knight.
But G Knight says this is the best live show ever.
Ooh.
Well,
We love G Knight.
I was gonna
Who
say,
are you?
don't
We
know,
love
but-
you.
We love G
must
Knight.
be.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Well, hello there, G
Well,
Knight.
hello, G Knight.
Darry said hello, and Donald Horton says, hey, Jill, Yo-Yo, Brad, and the love of my life, Kim.
Who said that?
How you all doing?
Donald Horton.
Donald
said
Horton
that.
says
I knew
that you
he said
are
that.
the love of his life, Kim.
Whew.
Yes. Woo, getting hot
Damn,
here.
Donald.
Yeah.
Getting hot here, Don.
Damn, Donald.
Damn,
The
Donald is
love
right.
of your life?
Yes.
No. Alright.
Is he
Meanwhile-
the one that was supposed to take us out?
No.
That was somebody else.
Donald is currently a little bit mad because I didn't go to Jamaica for his birthday.
Yeah, that
That's
was
Donald.
somebody else. That was somebody else. But meanwhile, I want you to know that
many.
somebody did very well on the Brad Challenge.
Who's that?
I got a text message over the weekend from Glamma.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I am proud to announce that Glamma, there she is.
Gorgeous.
She is gorgeous, and she is more gorgeous by 6 pounds less.
Ooh.
So congratulations to
Congrats.
taking on the Brad
6
Challenge.
pounds, that's great.
And is doing better than Brad in the Brad Challenge. Brad did not have another good weekend.
What'd
Not
you eat?
another good weekend.
It's a problem. I'm invited to these parties, man.
What?
The parties kill me.
How many parties did you go to?
I was
this
invited
weekend?
to 2 parties.
But
They
you were
kill me.
invited. Did you
There's
go
a lot of
to
food.
both?
Yes, there's a lot of food at these parties.
What'd you eat?
Well, it doesn't matter what I ate. I'm the exact same weight I was on Friday. It's no, boo. No. Maybe I should read this card again. Maybe I should learn about the benefits of losing weight.
Right.
Right. I should learn that before I eat the chocolate chip cookie for dessert. That was so elegantly placed in front of me. Brad, if you lost weight, Brad, I'm talking to myself now.
Right.
I would decrease my risk of diabetes. I would lower my blood pressure. I would have improved mobility. I would have better joint pain and better sex.
Wow. And despite all that,
Despite all that, I ate the goddamn chocolate chip cookie. And I can't lose a goddamn pound.
So you don't
So
want
what
any
I'm
of those
saying is
things.
my sex life's going to be the exact same as it was on Friday.
right.
No better, no worse.
No better. Just stagnant
better.
like my weight.
Stagnant like my weight. But maybe on Update Wednesday I'll lose a few pounds.
Be ready for Hump Day
Right.
Wednesday. Meanwhile, Ramona Hazel said, Uncle Brad is unruly. You are unruly.
Unruly. Oh, man. Oh, man. So 176.5. Who else has joined the Brad Challenge?
Well, I do see that Cordella Douglas is 2 pounds down.
That's
So
very
congrats
good.
on that.
What?
Now it's not even lose 10%. Now it's just beat Brad.
I had First Lady Hewitt tell me that she was definitely not the one who said she lost 10 pounds in 3 days.
Somebody said that. Who was that?
I thought it was First Lady Hewitt. She corrected me, so I think it may have been Jessica Leamy, but I don't think that's. Was it? I think it may have been Jessica Leamy if it wasn't First Lady Hewitt.
I do have another one, Keisha Mitchell. She is also down 6 pounds.
Really? All right. Everyone's beating me now.
Yes. So
Ramona
congrats.
Hazel, hot tip: apple cider vinegar early in the mornings on an empty stomach.
Yeah.
But like
It's
just like a
nasty,
shot
though.
of apple
Oof.
cider.
What about like
vinegar?
ginger shots, I was told?
That's supposed to be really good.
That's
for
very
you.
California. Ginger shot. Very California.
Our beautiful Patrice swears
Yeah.
by ginger. Anytime you
Right.
ever get sick, the sniffles of any kind, ginger.
Well, Patrice is like Santa Monica Patrice.
Yes, she is.
Right.
That's
I'm going to start
exactly-
calling her Santa Monica soon.
Everybody knows she's super plugged into that SoCal lifestyle.
That's right.
Brooklyn native.
So before we get into our schmooze, Belgium Kim and Yonathan, Yo-Yo Ellis, Jessica Leamy lost 8 pounds. Yes.
That's what
yes.
I shot. Thank you, Jessica
And
Leamy.
Fearless Michelle is telling us what her weight is, but I don't know where she started.
She's just joining.
Joining today.
So
Okay.
she's starting today.
Right. Meanwhile, Tamika Nelson and Angela Barrett, we haven't heard from at all. These are all people I'm calling
just saw
out
that
who
Tamika
claimed that they were doing the Brad Challenge.
Right.
Kennedy Roy, Princess Black, Rococo Chocolat, Rude Boy. Duchess May, Lisa Bling Rose.
It's a lot of people.
A lot of people who said they were participating.
Ramona Hazel also said ballerina tea bags work. I don't know
what a ballerina tea bag. I don't know what that is. I'll tell you what works. Going to the gym and not eating works.
Going to the gym, yes. Not
eating does not work.
Not eating does not work.
No, because your stomach.
Actually, it's very.
hold it.
Actually, in all seriousness, I was making a joke, but in all seriousness, what I'm not doing correctly is I'm having big meals, which is why I'm not losing the weight, because I go to these parties and they keep feeding you. Instead, you should have small little meals.
Yes.
And what I was told at the party is what I should have done, which I didn't do, which I will do in the future.
The party you were breaking your
I
diet
had 2 parties.
Yeah.
I had one party. Me and Jilly Bean went to a party on Saturday.
Okay.
And then I had my brother-in-law's party on Sunday. So, but what I was told at my brother-in-law's party on Sunday by somebody who seems to know what they're talking about when it comes to nutrition.
Okay.
That person calls themselves a nutritionist. So I learned from a professional that I should have eaten a small healthy snack before I went to the party, so I wasn't hungry to eat all the crap at the party.
That makes sense.
It's like going shopping hungry.
Exactly.
Same type of deal.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
So I've learned that lesson, and I'm passing it on to my squad. Belgium Kim, Yonathan Yo-Yo Elias, why don't you tell everybody what to do and share while I stretch and get ready for a little schmooze?
Yes, everybody on Facebook right now, if you're watching on Facebook, we need you guys to share, all right? So in order to share, just press that little arrow where it says share, and you can share it to anybody's page, you can share it to groups, but most importantly, I want you guys to share it in a DM or an instant message, because that is gonna be another way to get the algorithms all crazy and get the show out. And also, you guys know that we have just started talking about starting a watch party. Starting a watch party helps a lot because it actually sends a little ding notification to all of your friends, and they're like, oh, what's this friend watching? Let me watch with them. And you guys can comment right there on your own comment section, and you could also come back with what we love for you guys to do with interactions. We love to hear from what you guys have to say, what you guys think about anything that we talk about. We love the stories that you're talking about, your weight. We like that. Hopefully it starts motivating other people to lose it too. But yes, all right, so interaction, please like, love, smiley face, sad face, wow face, mad face, whatever you feel, make sure you guys let us know on Facebook. And what are we gonna do on YouTube, Kimmy?
On YouTube, you guys need to make sure to first hit that subscribe subscribe and that little bell right beside that subscribe button, because that's how you know that you will never miss another live episode of Bradshaw Live. You're also going to make sure to hit that share button right below the video. It's going to say copy the link. Copy it and send it to friends, family, in WhatsApp messages, text messages, group me's, whatever you use to communicate with your people. Send them the link that way, because you know they're going to click on it, you know they're going to start watching the show, and then you guys can start talking about it. And make sure that you're telling us how you think and feel right in the comments, because we want to know, and you know that we interact, we see you, and we talk to you. So now, for the first interactive portion of our show for the day, what you need to do right after you've shared is listen to Schmoozing with Brad.
That's right. We're going to schmooze a little bit, but eventually they'll get it going. Yeah, I was a little. You're running out of air there, right? So, unfortunately, sadly, it was a very violent weekend, as most people are aware already.
Yes.
Across the United States, there was a shooting in a Jewish synagogue in San Diego. The gunman, John T. Ernest, had left some anti-Semitic manifesto on the internet somewhere. The FBI was warned. They actually knew about it ahead of time, but was not able to get to the synagogue, even though they were in, I guess, process of getting there when this happened. Unfortunately, a woman by the name of Lori Gilbert K, 60, died. She jumped in front of the rabbi to save the rabbi's life when the gunman stormed into the synagogue. It was very lucky because at that moment, it was the last day of Passover, so the synagogue was very crowded. It was the Shabbos on Saturday. That's when most Jews go and pray. And it was the last day of Passover, which is a very important holiday. But they were doing the prayers for the dead at that moment, for people who recently passed. Wow. So they brought the children out of the synagogue because the children don't participate in that. And they were in like a playroom. Other than that, the synagogue would have been packed with families and children. It would have been a lot deadlier when the man walked in. It just happened to be by happenstance. Wow. So this woman jumped in front of the rabbi. The rabbi got shot in the hand. This woman got killed. What was very sad is that the husband was not sitting with the wife, Lori Gilbert K, when she got shot. He came running over. He was a medical doctor. She was full of blood. He didn't realize it was his wife and started CPR on her. Once he realized it was his wife, once they, wiped off the blood and he saw that she was dead, he passed out himself out of shock. Right. The attack happened 6 months to the day after 11 people were killed at the Tree of Life Jewish Synagogue in Pittsburgh, which at the time and still is the deadliest attack on Jews in U.S. history. Right. Statistically, there is more, you wouldn't believe this, but there is actually more hate crime this year against Jews than there are against any other group in the United States of America. Wow. Right, statistically.
Really?
Yeah. So one other woman who girl was shot. Her name was Almog Peretz. She had just recently immigrated to the United States from Israel. She had lived in a town called Sderot, which is right on the border between Israel and the Gaza Strip. Right. And weekly she was running into bomb shelters to avoid, the rockets that would come in from the Gaza Strip. Yep. Because the rockets that come in from Gaza Strip are not really guided. They're kind of like homemade rockets, so they could fall anywhere. Right. And so weekly she would run into bomb shelters every time, there would be a rocket fired from the Gaza Strip. So her parents finally got tired of living that type of life. They were able to immigrate to America, only to have their daughter shot in a synagogue in a terrorist attack.
That's so scary.
Yeah. There was, luckily, there was an off-duty police officer in the synagogue at the time who was also praying, obviously Jewish police officer. He had his off-duty revolver with him. He started shooting back at the terrorist, who then fled. He did not hit the terrorist, but I guess scared the terrorist enough that he ran away, and then the police caught him several blocks down the street. Off-duty border patrol agent.
Border Patrol, yeah. God.
Yes. Meanwhile, that wasn't the only deadly shooting. There was gunfire in Baltimore at a cookout. One person got killed, 7 people got wounded. They were having a neighborhood cookout in West Baltimore early Sunday night. Authorities are still asking the public's help in identifying who the gunman was and the possible motives for all of this. Apparently, the gunman approached an intersection where cookouts were taking place on both sides of the Baltimore block and just started firing indiscriminately into the crowd, striking a number of people. Based on the presence of 2 sets of shell casings on the scene, detectives are also trying to determine if another person had returned fire from the cookout. The victims include a 58-year-old man, a 51-year-old man, a 30-year-old man, a 29-year-old man, a 27-year-old man, a 30-year-old woman. They all suffered non-life-threatening diseases. There was one adult man, injuries. The adult man who died ran behind a nearby church and collapsed, although the shooting was not connected to the church, despite earlier reports. So there's just shootings everywhere.
It's like you can't even go and have fun.
You can't go and pray.
You can't pray.
You can't go have fun. You can't go. You can't go to a barbecue.
Yeah.
There's just too many guns on the street.
Yep.
Too many guns on the street.
Absolutely.
And as a matter of fact, I was at a party about a week ago, and at that party there was a bunch of Republicans, and and I can't stand going to these parties with political talk. I can't take it anymore, and I'm always like the lone Democrat.
Right.
And there's shootings and people are complaining, and I said, well, why are you voting for Trump then?
Right.
This is what you get.
Right.
This is what you get when you vote for Trump.
100%.
I said, why would you vote for this man? All right, you get racism. You get white supremacists. We have a white supremacy problem in America today.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Not that we didn't have it before, but it was in the background. It wasn't. They weren't so out in your face.
Right.
They're out in your face now. It's like they're proud to be out there. Like it's something like a badge of honor to be a white supremacist these days. All right. Up to 2 years ago, it was a disgrace.
Right.
They hid.
Yeah, that's very true.
They had their meetings in their basements, and they never came out, and nobody knew who the hell they were, and everybody lived peacefully.
That's very true.
Right? They did all their racism in their basement.
Right.
It's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. You don't know if it was your neighbor or not, but they were being racist in their basement.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, and they'd walk by and you wave to them. Hi, how are you?
But now they're
walking the streets of Charlottesville with tiki torches.
Yeah.
Right.
Shooting up synagogues and God knows what else.
Sick.
It's sick.
This is
There was sad news today. Director John Singleton, he was 52 years old. 51 years old. 51 years old. 1 year older than me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he died. He suffered from hypertension, which is the silent killer.
Yeah.
Apparently nobody knew about it. He knew about it, but he didn't really make it public. But apparently he suffered from very high blood pressure.
Wow.
And he had a stroke almost 2 weeks ago, and his family took him off of life support today, saying that he was never going to be able to recover. Now, John Singleton was the youngest person and first African-American nominated for an Academy Award for Best Director for Boys in the Hood in 1992. He also scored an Oscar nomination for Best Original Screenplay for the film. His career spanned nearly 3 decades in Hollywood.
Yep.
In a statement on Monday, Singleton's family said taking him off life support was an agonizing decision, one that our family made over a number of days with the careful counsel of John's doctors. The 51-year-old director of Boys in the Hood, Poetic Justice, and other films, he was in intensive care in Los Angeles. John's family said, like many African Americans, Singleton quietly struggled with hypertension. More than 40% of African American men and women have high blood pressure, which also develops early in life and is usually more severe. His family wants to share the message with all, so please recognize the symptoms. Go to heart.org.
Yeah.
And that runs in your family, hypertension.
Right.
You could be the calmest person in the world, but if hypertension runs in your family,
That's it.
you're gonna have to, treat it.
Yeah.
We have high blood pressure in our family.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to watch it, John.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know. My grandfather passed I think he was in his late 30s.
Yeah.
So
wow.
yeah, and I mean, my aunt had a stroke from it. You know,
Wow.
at a very young age as well. So,
Yeah, so you have to be
it
very
is something
careful,
that you have to be careful.
and you
for.
have to test yourself. And you don't realize that you have hypertension.
No.
You don't realize it. It's a
Right.
silent killer. You don't feel it, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden. So please be careful, everybody.
The thing is, it's not only that. I'm sure he knew.
No,
And
he knew. I'm
right.
saying many people don't.
But you do realize it because one, you do get checkups, and then two, you feel it as well. But the thing is, a lot of people ignore it. That's the problem. They're like, oh, okay, it's okay. Like this fried chicken will be okay. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
like you know that you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to eat this. You're supposed to exercise more, but you just you feel like you're invincible, and we're not invincible.
Correct. That is very true. That is very true. Meanwhile, it's come out that Pope Francis donated $500,000 to migrants at the U.S. border. It's very nice that he did that for the Vatican. Vatican has trillions of dollars. I wish they would do more.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that's like giving a dollar tip to the coat check person
Right.
for the Pope.
Yeah.
You know.
But I'm sure 500,000 will do a lot. Too
It will
for
do
them.
a lot. I'm not saying not. I'm just saying, you know,
But they could have.
if they
coughed
want,
up a little
yes,
bit, no.
yeah. He donated $500,000 to Mexico-based projects to help migrant communities as media attention has faded. Media attention, I don't believe, has faded.
Maybe in Italy?
Maybe. The funds are going to be distributed between 27 projects associated with 16 Mexican dioceses and congregations, all of which asked to help to continue providing food, lodging, and basic necessities for those fleeing. Now, it's possible, you could say, all right, I'm going to donate $10 million, but if there's no organizations there that have the capacity to deal with it,
Right.
what good is giving the money?
100%.
So, it's possible that that's all that they can handle at the moment.
Yeah.
So, I actually should backtrack a little bit from that. I wish he can donate more. Although I wish he could. I know the Vatican has that money.
Right, absolutely.
The money is meant to aid the 75,000 migrants who arrived in Mexico in 2018 as in part of 6 caravans. Meanwhile, New York Attorney General is now officially investigating the NRA. The Letitia, what's her name? It's General Letitia James. Now, Letitia James made a campaign promise that if she's elected New York State Attorney General, she is going to investigate, this is her, she is going to investigate the finances of the NRA.
Right.
She's the only state attorney general to do so. And mark my words, she may single-handedly, that woman, if you put up her picture again, she may single-handedly take the NRA down.
Wow.
Because since she started this investigation of the NRA, Oliver North, who's famous for the Iran-Contra controversy, he actually went to jail. He is stepping down as the president of the NRA.
Right.
Apparently, there had been a lot of financial irregularities with the NRA, and apparently there is at least $200,000 of NRA funds that were used to purchase clothing illegally from a vendor. Now, there may be a lot more.
Right.
We don't know yet. Okay, that's what's come out so far. Now, Trump tweeted. Okay, Trump is even there. Trump needs the NRA to win re-election.
Right.
Okay, for those who don't know the NRA, it's the National Rifle Association. Trump tweeted, the NRA is under siege by New York Governor Andrew Cuomo and the New York State Attorney General, who are illegally using the state's legal apparatus to take down and destroy this very important organization and others. It must get its act together quickly, stop the internal fighting, and get back to greatness fast. That's what Trump said to the NRA. Later, Cuomo dismissed Trump's claim. He said in a tweet, unlike you, President Trump, New York is not afraid to stand up to the NRA. Letitia James has issued subpoenas to the organization and did not say any more information about what else she is probing. But they are scared over there.
Good.
They should be.
So congratulations to her.
Absolutely. I hope they're scared.
Yeah. Meanwhile, designs are pouring in for Notre Dame's rebuild.
Yeah.
Since the fire devastated, there have been a lot of designs that have come in, and so let's go through some of the examples that have come up so far. Let's see if we like any of them.
Some really crazy
The
ones.
Baccarat crystal, famous crystal chandelier maker from France, Italian architects. Baccarat's Italian. Didn't know that. Massimiliano and Doriano Fuxis. have proposed adding a contemporary roof and spire made of baccarat crystal to the cathedral. We have pictures. Well,
Wow.
That would be pretty.
Wow.
Another one is a replica of the fire. French designer Mathieu Lenoir proposes replacing the spire not with a replica of what was built 150 years ago, but what was there during the fire.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
You don't know about that one? In a beam
I mean, it's always reminding you of, that.
When it was on fire.
There's the beam of light, Bratislava, Slovakia.
Yeah.
Based Vismutilier's proposal for the spire.
I like that.
Is a lightweight tower topped with a beam of light that will shine directly upward.
Oh, wow.
I think a beam of
cool.
light would be awesome.
A beam of light is really beautiful.
Yeah.
Steampunk chic Cyprus collaborative architectural studio Kiss the Architect has proposed rebuilding the spire with an electric mix of arches and balls.
What? With
That's
what?
weird.
With what?
Weird. Arches and balls.
I don't like
That's
it.
No, I don't like that.
super weird looking.
Yeah.
Looks like no.
Steampunk
like
chic,
alien.
it's called. All glass Russia architect Alexander Nerenoya proposes combining a fully glass roof with a more traditional spire. Let's see that one.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That one
Could do that.
I like the look of the glass.
I do
guess
too.
that's
I do like.
that's a clean look.
Yeah, it looks like just like a conservatory.
Yeah,
It
but
does.
actually,
Yeah.
as you get closer, I think the crystal is better than the glass.
Yeah, the crystal seems to, that first one glowed more.
Yeah, this
There's
one looks
3D printing with ashes from the fire. Dutch company Concrete has proposed rebuilding parts of Notre Dame from the ashes of the fire using 3D printing.
Wow.
Wow.
That would be weird.
That would be really
Yeah.
cool, though.
Yeah, that would be.
There's also a proposal for using recycled ocean plastic. Architectural firm Studio Drift would see the building's roof reconstructed using plastic recycled from the ocean.
Those look like shingles,
hell
though.
no.
Yeah,
No.
And Quasimodo's Penthouse, the architectural firm Who Cares, took a different approach. Remember Quasimodo is the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Right.
Took a different approach from floor plans for Quasimodo's penthouse, an 8,000 square foot loft area, complete with 2 patios, a rooftop garden,
Oh my God.
spa, sauna, indoor, outdoor
Okay.
pool, and a helipad.
What is
That's
that gonna
exactly
be
what Notre Dame needs, is a helipad.
Right.
Yes,
Just for Quasimodo.
just for Quasimodo.
Wait, but could you imagine what they could fetch for
Yes.
that? That would be $1 billion penthouse right there.
Meanwhile, did you see the Freaky Mugshot of the Year award?
No.
Did you see this, Yonathan? Freaky Mugshot of the Year? This is really scary.
No.
This Ohio woman's spooky mug continues to haunt police precincts and the internet around the world. Lisa Zabrowski, she's from Canfield, Ohio. And she made headlines again with her full face tattoo Tuesday when she was arrested for the 3rd time in 6 months. The 27-year-old was taken into custody in a charge issued out of Mahoning County, Ohio. Her mugshot showed her face inked with a spider web tattoo across her forehead. She was arrested the previous month on charges of obstructing justice. And she posted on Facebook, "I'm about to get tattooed," and that was back on December 1st, 2012. And as Jilly Bean so studiously pointed out, the person who should have got arrested was the tattoo artist. who how dare that tattoo artist do that to somebody's face?
Looks horrible.
That is
Here's the
really
thing.
scary.
Wow.
But okay, so here's the thing.
Wow, she was pretty.
If this girl, because I talked about this with Jilly Bean, if this girl comes into your tattoo shop completely sober and fairly normal looking,
Yeah,
and
why would you do
says-
that? Right.
And says, "Hey, I want a tattoo on my face, and I'm a grown adult woman who is gonna pay you to do this to my face." I don't feel like the tattoo artist can really be held that accountable. If
No,
she is
absolutely
sober.
not.
If she is sober. If she is not sober, that is different.
I'm going to tell you, CeCe Mitchell has a valid point. CeCe Mitchell says, "I don't want to be a roommate in jail."
100% fair.
That's right.
100% fair.
Yeah. So
Wow, that's crazy.
that is really scary.
Well, and
Obviously,
to
she's
Jilly-
on drugs.
Right. To Jilly Bean's point, this girl and one of her, she's got multiple drug offenses, but now I feel like the face tattoo is really what makes you look at her and be like, she's obviously on drugs.
All right, and finally, I have a for those who need to make some money in the New York area.
Yeah, I'll take
All
that.
right, who wants to make money in New York? If you're in New York City and want to make money, raise your hand.
Yes.
Oh, me too. I want to make money too. I've got a surefire way, so you better listen up. Mm-hmm. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a little known program by the Department of Environmental Protection. in New York City. And what it is that if you see a truck or bus that is idling with their engines running while parked, you can make money from that in New York City.
What?
You see like a truck like this. Okay, how many trucks do you pass by that are sitting there idling?
A million.
All day
They're
long?
all doing
Right.
that.
The number of summons issued, now you can do a summons from a public person. It doesn't have to be from a police officer anymore. You can go over and give them a summons yourself. So how does this program work, and how do you make money from this? Under the program, citizens can file a complaint by filling out a form available from the Department of Environmental Protection and submitting timestamp photo or video of an idling vehicle with their license plate. And you submit the form, and you submit a copy of the photograph timestamped or the video, and the City of New York will pay you 25% of the share of the fine.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So since the start of the program, the city has handed out nearly $20,000 to 13 different whistleblowers who each got a 25% share of the fine. Leading the list is a guy by the name of David Dong. He's pocketed $4,912.80 from 47 summonses, following by theater worker.
47?
Yeah, followed by theater worker Zachary Tinkleman, who scored 4,600 from 47 summonses. These fines are very. It's not $25 fine. They're several $100s each.
And you're getting 25%.
And you're getting 25%. Their payouts different because fines for idling more than 3 minutes or 1 minute in a school zone range from $350 to $2,000 for a repeat offender. So 4 of the Dongs, that's his name, the Dongs bounties, involve repeat offenders, which netted him 2 payments of $375 each and another one for $250. The Dong is the king. This guy is the king.
I don't
he
like
knows how
him.
to do it.
Why not?
I don't know. The fact that I don't know. He just looks.
Yeah. Yeah. Department of Environmental Protection.
He's walking around just giving those tickets to people.
He's like taking pictures.
He's giving tickets.
But why him specifically?
He's walking around. He's walking around.
He look like he don't need it.
He is
Somebody
walking
like us.
So
like
then, what you should do? He's doing it. He's smart. So what you should do, Yonathan, is during the day when you're going out on our shoots, okay, and you're walking around Midtown Manhattan or downtown, you will see lots of trucks idling.
Yeah.
Instead of taking out your camera and interviewing somebody, take the camera and just film the truck.
No, I actually will be doing this.
Here's the problem, though, is that whereas a regular shoot will normally take us 2 to 3 hours, now every shoot's going to take us 8 hours because it's like, I'm sorry, we had to stop for Yonathan to take the picture and file the form.
Exactly.
Demasal has a good point, though. He said, that's no good for us because I'm a truck driver.
Well, yeah, if you're a truck driver, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you're a truck driver. We didn't mean to screw you. But for all those out there who always say, like, how do you make some money? I thought that was a great way to do it.
Money on the table.
So any event, let's decide right now.
Yeah.
Let's decide right now to answer some immigration questions, right?
Let's make that decision.
In something we like to call, you got an immigration question, I'm going to answer it. Right? All right, let's go to Charlene in Kinston, North Carolina. Charlene.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
I'm well. So, question for you. My gentleman friend was deported. He's been deported for 20 years. And from what I understand is when he was deported, he should have just received a waiver. So now the dilemma is...
What do you mean he should have just received a waiver? You just don't receive a waiver. Why was he deported?
All right. He was deported for possession with intent to distribute marijuana. He had 2 bags of weed.
Okay, that's not just he should have got a waiver. There is a waiver available if the conviction was prior to 96. When was the conviction?
96.
When?
It was February 1976, actually. I'm sorry.
February 1976.
Yes.
Okay, and when did he get deported?
He got deported at the end of February in 1976. So he's been gone for 20 years.
Okay, that's more than 20 years. 76, 86, 96, 2006. That's 43 years.
43 years?
1976?
His charge was, I just read it.
1976 is the 200-year anniversary of the United States of America.
All right,
Is that the year we're talking about?
I'm sorry, you're right, 1996, my bad.
When in 1996?
It was February 1996, and he came to the States in 76. That's where I got the 76 from.
Okay, all right.
And so...
and how long was he in jail?
He did, I think it was about a little under a year or something. They gave him probation.
What year was he deported?
He was deported the same year, but he was sent down to Louisiana. All
right. So let me explain what happened. I understand what happened now. Okay. There was in the law something called a 212C waiver. And what a 212C waiver says is that if you've been a resident of the United States for more than 7 years and you're found guilty of a crime, even an aggravated felony, and you spent less than 5 years in jail, you're entitled to prove that you're a person of good moral character and there would be a hardship to your family if you were deported and get to keep your green card. And in April of 1996, the law changed. And what the law said was that anybody who is convicted of an aggravated felony is no longer eligible. There's no such thing as a 212C waiver anymore. And if you're convicted of an aggravated felony, you're getting deported no matter what. So that's what happened. He got deported in late 96 because they changed the law. Then there was a guy by the name of St. Cyr. I don't know his first name. And he was a guy who pled guilty to an aggravated felony in the 1990s, and they tried to deport him after the law changed in April of 1996. And he took his case all the way up to the Supreme Court. He said, when I pled guilty, I only pled guilty because I believed I would be able to get a 212C waiver. And had I known that I was never going to be able to get a 212C waiver, I would never have pled guilty. And that's a violation of my rights. So in 2001, the Supreme Court said, you're right, St. Cyr, that is a violation. So anybody who pled guilty prior to the change in the law should still get a 212C waiver. Problem is, your boyfriend, like many others who got deported between 96 and 2001 in that 5-year period, the Supreme Court changed the law back in 2001, but there was 5 years of people who got deported, including your boyfriend. Now what the regulation said is, from that Supreme Court decision, you had like 2 or 3 years to try to reopen your case and come back. He probably didn't even know about that Supreme Court decision. And now it's 20 years later. What does he do? Well, we have to get his records, and we have to make that motion to get him to hopefully return, and if not, bring it into federal court. But other than that, he's never going to come back. But apparently his rights were violated, if I'm understanding the question right and the time frame in which you're telling me.
Yeah, you're definitely understanding it right. That's specific. All right, so I guess my next question to you is, well, obviously I live in North Carolina, and I'm trying to find an attorney. I spoke with somebody already, and I hate to throw numbers out there, but he was saying that this could cost up to the tune of $20,000.
Well, it could cost that or more. But the first step you need to do, because you only have one opportunity at this, is not worry about the cost, because, the odds are against him. You got to worry about who's the best guy or lady who's going to bring this guy back. Because it's not like you have, it's not like it's, oh, I'm going to hire any lawyer in the world and they can just, fill out a form. This is major constitutional law litigation. So, you need a good lawyer, not the cheap lawyer. So hold on 1 second, okay? Let's go to Lisa in Pensacola, Florida. Lisa.
Hi. I'm removing the conditions, and they received my package in March, but I got the receipt and everything, but I didn't get a biometric. So I called the number, and when I went yesterday to check online, it was saying my fingerprint review is complete. What does that mean? Because I haven't done a fingerprint as yet.
Your fingerprint review has been complete? Maybe they already have your fingerprint already digitally, and they just checked it again.
Oh, okay, so that means I'm not going to, because the last time I did the fingerprint was 2015.
Yeah, maybe they have it digitally and you don't have to do it again. It's not like your fingerprints change.
Oh, okay.
You understand?
Yes.
All right.
So that means the process is going on. I don't have to
Process
worry
is
about
going
the
on.
biometric.
Correct.
All right. Thank you so
You're
much.
welcome. Let's go to Shamin in Queens.
Hello, good
How you
afternoon.
doing?
How are you?
Good.
I'm fine. That's
I'm
all.
saying good as I'm
my
drinking.
husband is my husband is a resident here, right? Is there any way it's possible I can do my own petition?
Whoa, that went right through one ear and out the other. Go slower.
He's a resident here, right?
Who's a resident? Your husband?
We both married. Is there any way I could do my own petition?
Your husband is a resident, you said?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, let him file for you. It'll take 2 to 3 years. May have to do a provisional waiver, depending on how you came here and what your visa status is. But yes, let him start the filing process.
I have some in my visa.
You will get a green card. You file an I-130. Let me explain the process to you. Maybe you misunderstood. Okay, you're married to a resident. He's going to file an I-130 visa petition for you. It's going to take a year and a half, 2 years to get approved. Your date is established on the waiting list, the date in which your I-130 is filed. Where are you from, Shamin? Where are you from?
I live in Queens.
Where originally?
Richmond Hill.
Where originally?
Richmond Hill.
Where originally? Guyana?
No, I'm Trini.
Okay.
My fiance is Guyanese.
Okay. So where were you born?
Trinidad.
Trinidad. Okay. So you entered on a Trinidadian passport?
Yes, visa.
On a visa. Okay. So what's going to happen is this. Your husband's going to file for you. You're going to wait 2 or 3 years for your green card. At the end of the 2 or 3 years, one of two things are going to happen. Either your husband's already a citizen, and then you're going to file your adjustment application here, or alternatively, your husband
what happened? He had went for his...
Or your husband's not a citizen, and then you're going to do a provisional waiver, go home and come back. Now, what are you going to tell me about your husband?
No, I'm not going to come back. I have three newborn born here. I have 3 kids born here. I'm not going to go home and come back. No.
Well, you didn't even.
What are you going to say about my babies? I have a newborn. She's 9 months.
Well, let me ask you a question, Shamin. Would you rather live here illegally for the rest of your life with 3 children, or would you rather go home for 2 weeks and get your green card and come back? You never heard of taking a vacation?
No, who is going to say about the kids when I go home back?
Take them with you. It's 2 weeks.
I can.
It's 2
I'm
weeks.
going to go. No, he's saying, but that's from my child. No. I don't think that I want to go home back to get my green card all the way home.
Why? What's going to happen to you? You get your green card. With a provisional
but
waiver.
I'm already staying here already.
With a provisional waiver. Shamin, let me explain to you, and this is up to you, but I think you're being really silly and short-sighted. You have 2 choices in life. You could get a provisional waiver, which thousands of people do, from my office, go home and come back. Nobody's ever gotten stuck, ever. You go home for about 2 weeks. Okay? Or alternatively, you stay here illegally, indefinitely for the rest of your life. What are your children going to do if Donald Trump comes and knocks on your door to arrest you? And you're in jail? What are you going to do? What are your children going to do then? Isn't it much better to go take a trip for 2 weeks and come back? I know you're. I know you're scared to leave the country. You're like, oh my God, I may not come back. But if I tell you you're going to come back, and everybody else comes back, I understand you're scared. I'd be scared too. But before.
What about abuse case? Okay, he been abusing me like a couple years back, right? But I was afraid to speak of saying it, right?
Well, if there's abuse, why are you with this man if there's abuse?
Well, I tried to let it go because of the kids. Because the kids, they need a father, they need a mother. I tried to work it out.
You don't stay in an abusive relationship. Hold on one second. You need lots of help. Hold on one second, okay? You need a consultation. That's what you need. All right? We would have had a whole maybe Jerry Springer moment, but we have too many people to get through here. Trudy in Long Island. Trudy,
good afternoon.
How are you?
I'm good. I want to use the opportunity. They said save the best for last, but I want to do the best first.
Okay,
first
great.
Of all, I really want to congratulate you. Really, I've called multiple times, cry, break down, but I'm so happy today. I got my approval.
Oh, congratulations.
Congratulations. My I-751.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
It's good that the panel would listen. Brad is really good lawyer. But I have two questions before I go. One,
yes.
On the approval letter that I received today, my son's middle name, instead of an O, they have an A.
Well, hopefully the green card comes in his correct name. If not, he's still a permanent resident. We'll just have to return it and get it corrected.
Even though it's on the form, but each time it comes, it's always correct except this time.
Well, hopefully they just made a typographical error on that one. We have to see what the green card looks like.
Yeah, and one more thing, Brad, before I go. I want to ask you, how do you attain the citizenship on the 3 years of marriage and with kids?
How long have you had your green card now? Since the conditional?
3 years.
Okay, you can file your citizenship now. You can file your citizenship right now.
Married for 4, but got it in 3. So even what age the kids would have to be to attain it?
If they're under 18, when you become a citizen, they automatically become citizens. They don't have to do anything.
Oh, that is if I was a citizen before?
Correct.
Oh, but my son would get it, but my daughter wouldn't. Okay, that's how it is.
Yeah. How old's your son?
And thanks, Brad.
Thank you very much. How old's your son? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
He's 13 when my daughter turned 18.
Okay, yeah. So just be your son. Your daughter would file a naturalization in 5 years.
Oh, that's how it is.
Yeah.
You really appreciate it, Brad, and
Thank
keep up
you.
the good job.
Thank
okay?
you. Appreciate it. Thank you for the call. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to Thomas in Toronto. Thomas.
Hello.
Hi, Thomas. How are you?
Not doing too bad, sir. Not doing too bad. Thank you for taking my call.
Okay, what's going on?
I want to find out something. I have a US permanent resident green card, was a conditional. I applied to have the condition removed. Unfortunately, they refused it. They said that I do not have enough evidence. However, they sent a letter to me stating that that it was refused and what they say. They said that
you and your wife are together?
No.
Okay, you got divorced. All right, so you couldn't prove it was a real marriage?
Yes.
Okay. So now you got to go before an immigration judge, and you got to do it before a judge.
Yeah, but they said I could file it, but on top of the letter, they mentioned something about the status that I had before, something to that effect. It has been terminated.
Correct.
So,
yes. What they said is you're no longer a green card holder. You're in deportation now.
So I'm outside of the US. But I'm gonna file I'm gonna appeal the thing. So
there is no appeal. No, there's no appeal.
They said I can appeal it.
No, there's no appeal. What you do is you're before an immigration judge, and you can renew your application before an immigration judge in deportation and prove to an immigration judge that it's a real marriage. Like I said originally.
So how do I do that and I'm outside of the U.S.?
Why are you outside the United States right now?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I went on a vacation. I went away for 2 weeks.
And you got denied outside while you were outside?
Yeah, well, the letter came and I checked it came to the address where I'm living.
Oh my God.
And I asked them to open it and see what's
inside. So now they're not going to let you back
it.
in the United States. Yes, so now you may have to appeal now.
So how do I go about doing
Hold
that?
on 1 second. Yeah, that's what happens if you get denied. Wow.
Oh, don't go on vacation. No.
James in Brooklyn.
Hey, Brad, how are
you
doing?
James?
Pretty good. I got a quick question.
Yeah.
So I filed to adjust. I'm a naturalized citizen, and I filed to adjust my father's status in April of last year.
Right.
And 4 months later, we got the work permit, and roughly 2-3 months ago, I got the approval for the I-485, and he received the green card.
Great.
But the question that I wanted to ask you is, we never received an approval for the I-130, and online it doesn't show approved.
But you have a green
So
card.
I'm wondering. Yes, he does.
So then it's approved. Don't worry about it. It's just they never updated the computer.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you. Because I was just wondering. I know I'm immigration.
You got your green card. That's all that matters. It doesn't matter what's on the computer.
All right. Thank you very much. I enjoyed the show. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, James. Let's go to Olive in Newburgh. Olive.
Hi, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I have a question.
Go ahead.
I applied for my green card from last year, April. I get approval letter. I went to the interview. I get approval letter. And until now, I cannot get a green card.
You got an approval letter. What kind of approval letter did you get?
I get the approval letter for the green card.
You got for the I-485?
Yes.
And how long has it been?
1 year now.
Oh, then you should come and see me. Your green card probably got lost in the mail. Hold on. Let's go to Karen in Cortland, New York. Karen.
Hello.
Hello, Karen.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, how are you?
I have a question, Mr.
Yes.
Bernstein. So I have a green card. My husband and my son is out of status. Is it okay to file for them now?
Yes. Like I spoke to the woman from Trinidad who was terrified to go home. You file an I-130 now for your husband and spouse.
I-130.
For your husband and your child separately. In 2 to 3 years, you're either a citizen or you're going to do a provisional waiver. They're going to go home and come back. One or the other. All right.
Provisional waiver, I will apply for that.
No, you're going to need a lawyer to apply for that because you never heard the term before in your entire life. So you're never going to get it approved. So hold on.
Once I receive the approval?
Once you receive the approval, you're going to file I-130 for your husband, a second one for your child, and when you receive the approval, call me. And if you need help with the I-130, call me. But you're not going to do the provisional waiver on your own.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Let's go to Herman in Albany. Herman.
Hey, good afternoon.
How you doing?
Brad. Evening, brother. I have 2 questions.
Yeah.
I'm an American citizen. My wife is from we're married. She's been here 3 months. We have not got a Social Security number for her yet. Can she travel nationally?
Yes. You're going to file an adjustment for her?
Oh, yeah. We did the biometric thing and everything.
Yes, she can travel nationally. Absolutely.
So we can go to Florida, no problem.
No problem.
Just use her passport.
Use her passport, correct.
Okay, appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, how long the biometric thing, how long does
She
it normally
should get a work
take?
permit in about 5.5 months.
5.5 months. All right, appreciate it. Keep
You're
up the
very
good
welcome.
work, Brad.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Let's go to Marie in Brooklyn. Marie.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
Hi, Brad. Thank you for taking my call.
Okay, what's going on?
I became eligible last December to do my citizenship, and that's
Right.
what I really want to do, but I'm not in New York.
Where are you?
I'm in New Mexico.
Okay. So what's the problem?
I would like to get it done. Can you still do it even though I'm not in New York?
Yeah, I can do it in every state in the world. Or all the 50 states. Or every state. Hold on one second. All right, let's go to Toby in New Haven.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good, and you, Brad?
Good, what's going on?
I have a situation. I received my permanent resident card in December, on the second week of December. Every time the immigration sent me letters and stuff, they were putting like the whole name on the envelopes. But on my work authorization and my card, I just realized on my middle name, the last letter is missing, and I did add my husband's last name. So I don't know, maybe on the back, maybe they missed the last letter Y, or there was no more enough space. So I don't know if it's safe for me to travel, or I have to fill the I-190 for a new card.
If your green card does not match the name on your passport, you need a new green card. You can't travel with, even if it's one letter off.
Oh, okay.
All right, so then do the I-90 and get it fixed.
Okay.
All right.
Do I have to make an appointment to come and see you for that, or I just fill out the I-90 form and send it to the immigration office?
It's up to you if you want me to handle it. We have an office in Hartford. It's up to you if you want us to handle it. Hold on one second.
Okay.
All right. And Marie, back in Brooklyn, has more questions. Marie, you have more questions, Roy?
No, I don't. I
Okay.
was just on hold because you said I should hold on.
Yes, you should. Hold on. Please, someone take Marie on line 10. All right. And with that, Yonathan Elias and Belgium Kim, please let everybody know to share and let them know that social media is coming up in a few minutes.
Okay, you guys, on Facebook, we need you guys to hit that share button, and we need you to make sure that you're sharing it as a private message into groups that you are a member of, and absolutely starting a brand new watch party. That's the That's a new hot hip thing right now, you guys. So you share it, you start a watch party, everybody gets a notification in your friends list that's like, yo, I'm watching this show right now and you should come watch it with me too. I did one yesterday, Yonathan did one the day before that. We had tons of people in our friends list that we hadn't talked to in a while come in and talk to us. That was a good way to catch up. So, start that watch party. Also, if you haven't done so yet, make sure to like and follow Bradshaw Live and Spar Bernstein / Bradshaw Live, because that's where you're gonna make sure to get all of the notifications when we go live. And make sure to tell us exactly what you think and feel about all of the callers and what's going on in the comments by liking, loving, or leaving a big long comment about what you're feeling as you're watching the show. Yonathan, what are they going to do on YouTube?
Absolutely. On YouTube, you guys are also going to share, so you guys are not off the hook. To share, you just have to press that little arrow or copy the link. And when you copy the link, you could actually share it directly to a platform, a social media platform, or what we want you to do is share it on WhatsApp. So copy that link and paste it in a WhatsApp group. Just create a group or however many groups you want of people that you think might be interested in the show or benefit from the show or might know other people who would. And let's go the extra mile and ask your friends to actually do that as well, because that is how we can get the show out there, especially on YouTube. And right now we have 86 people watching, so I want to see more thumbs up. So everybody press
86 on YouTube.
Yes, on YouTube.
On YouTube, yes.
On YouTube. Press that thumbs up. I'm talking about YouTube right now. So press that thumbs up, guys.
YouTube
and also,
is very sad today.
Yeah, it is. It is, which is why we want to share. So we want to share a lot more on YouTube as well, because it's easy. Copy the link and send it out, all right? And now we are going to go into our social media.
Check in.
Check in.
There we go. All right.
All right. Our very first question comes from Instagram, and it's Motu, who says, my child's fingerprint was incomplete because I used the middle name as a first name was filing. What can I do?
The fingerprint was incomplete?
It says my child's fingerprint.
Well, you screwed up your child's name, so fix the name on the application. Maybe withdraw the application, refile again. I'm not sure why it was incomplete other than you messed up the name, so I got to figure out what he did on the application, which application he's even talking about.
Okay.
All right, G Knight says, G Knight has been married to a citizen for 7 years. They have 2 children, apartments together, credit card, and proof that they're living together. 2 years ago, I was in an application called Credit Karma, and I filed my taxes there. My mistake was that I said single and many mistakes. I don't even know what I was doing. I just did it out of courtesy or curiosity. Then I verified and I saw many mistakes. This year, I filed a fill-in.
She should go and amend her tax returns with the proper accountant.
Okay, so this year they filled in as head of household because
that's also
the person.
a mistake. All right, they have to file married filing separately for the years in which they're married.
Okay, so the interview for citizenship is in 2 weeks. Can that affect them?
Yes, they should come and amend their taxes.
Okay.
Hilton said, if you're working and your JON is in a slow season.
Job.
Right.
Thank you.
Unless his job is being a John.
Right. Oh, that's weird. And your job's in a slow season. Professionally, doesn't seem very lucrative.
No.
And your job's in a slow season and you have to apply for partial unemployment. Could that affect you after getting your 10-year green card? Because people are telling me it can, and Trump is apparently saying something pertaining to that.
Nope, go get your unemployment.
All right, Royal Island Flavor on IG says, I was arrested by immigration in 2018, 2 weeks after I got married, and was placed at a detention center for 3 weeks. I got bonded out, but still in removal proceedings. My lawyer filed the I-130 in January 2019, my I-485 in February, and I-765 in March.
Why did you file 3 different applications in 3 different months?
The lawyer did it.
That makes no sense. Okay, continue.
I have received all receipts and also did my biometric. My master hearing was scheduled from April to July because my I-130 has not been approved yet. Now, how much longer do you think my I-130 would take to be approved, and how long would it take for me to get my work permit?
You're not going to get your work permit till your I-130 is approved. Your I-130 will take over a year. Then you got to go back to the judge.
And second, DHS also has my passport. Is there a way of getting that back before the case is finalized?
After your case is finalized, you'll get it back.
We've got a question from, We've got a question from Dari, who said, my salary is paid by checks. How will I be able to show my salary to the U.S. consulate interview? Do I just start taking pictures of my checks before I cash them?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Jonas says...
and then you have bank statements.
Right.
All right. My name is Saidia. I had a DUI and I'm a permanent resident. I have been in the USA for 3 years. Need to know how this will affect my citizenship.
If it's a DUI in New York State, you will not get deported, but count 5 years from the time that you got your DUI before you file your citizenship.
Alicia said she filed an I-130 and an I-765 and the I-485, but received a letter for fingerprints within 3 months and sent it in. Does that sound about right?
A letter for fingerprints?
Yeah.
You don't get a letter for fingerprints.
Something went wrong.
You got a letter to go in and take a fingerprint. If you send in a fingerprint card, how do they know it's your fingerprint?
Well, I'm assuming what she's saying is she got the letter saying she needed to go do her biometrics.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
All right, Stella Bella.
I thought she submitted a fingerprint card.
No.
Stella Bella says, part 1 of the question. Married for 2 months. When filing my adjustment of status, would you advise sending in the forms my medical, my lease agreement, health and life insurance, husband's job letters?
This is
this is all the same. Hold on.
You don't submit anything. You bring all of that to an interview.
Okay, so they said, should I wait until the interview to bring those forms in?
Correct.
Okay. The obvious, like marriage certificate, I-94 forms, passport pictures are part of the package.
What you submit as part of your package on a marriage case is proof of your relationship to the person, not proof of the bona fides. So proof of the relationship is, here's my birth certificate. Here's my passport for my entry. Here's my marriage certificate. Here's my spouse's birth certificate or naturalization certificate or both. And here's divorce decrees if there are any. Prove that he's a citizen, you're somebody who was born in another country, and you guys are legally married. That's all you need to show.
Wendy Gibson says, my friend's mother is a U.S. citizen and filed for her adult son in September of 2017. He received the I-797. She did not. Now she's worried because she doesn't know what her next step should be.
Well, if she got approved, then you're just going to wait about 5 more years because that's what the waiting list is right now.
All right, Joanne Pierre has a doozy.
What's the doozy?
Yonathan has been only getting the doozies.
I know, I've been getting all the long ones.
All
right, hey, my name is, I almost just skipped it for you to do it. My name is Joanne Pierre, and my husband came here illegally in 2012 from Haiti just 2 years after the earthquake. He got caught in Puerto Rico, and they arrested him. He was in the detention center in Fort Lauderdale for about 2 months. Then they let him go under expedited removal. He's been going to report himself every year since 2012. He also has an authorization employment card and social security card. And yes, we've been together since 2015 and got married in 2017, and we have 2 boys under the age of 3. I'm a U.S. citizen, and I sent in the form of I-130, and we got the approval, but now we're just waiting on the next step. Now, here's the question. What chance do we have that he doesn't have to go back home to Haiti and wait for the resident card?
I would need to see the actual document on how he was admitted into the United States, and if he was found inadmissible at the border, he's still eligible to adjust if they paroled him in. If it was something different and he was in and got ordered deported, that's a different situation.
Okay, so if he...
I would need to see the documents.
Okay.
And then I can tell them.
Even to know about how long he has to wait till he comes back to the U.S.?
I would have to see the documents because he would need to do a provisional waiver and reopen his deportation case.
Okay, so Joanne says, I asked so many lawyers and they said that the chance of him coming back is that we have to send in the form I-601 for the waiver.
That's the provisional waiver, correct.
Once that got approved, then he can come back.
But we have to look at his deportation. He also may need a problem. He has a problem with an order of deportation. He needs to come see me and then let me look at what happened.
Okay.
We've got our next question from Garcia Joanna, who said, I've been married to a citizen for almost 7 years, and 2 years ago I filed my taxes in an application by myself, and I did it as single. 2 months ago, I completed my application for naturalization and already have the appointment for the civic exam, but in the letter of the interview, it only says that I have to take the naturalization of my husband, the divorce, and our marriage certificate. Why do they not ask me for the taxes? My husband has to go with me to the interview, and why is my case going so fast?
Bring your taxes. You got to prove it's a bona fide marriage.
For your naturalization?
For your naturalization. If you're basing it on 3 years, you got to prove it's a bona fide marriage. And they're going to ask you for joint tax returns between you and your husband.
Okay.
All right, Stella Bellis has another question. Can I add my 10-year-old already in the U.S. after I start my change of status filing, or will that slow down my process, or will I have to wait until I get my citizenship to file?
Who's sponsoring for this person? I need to know more information.
So this was the same one who was married for 2 months, and when adjusting the status, adjustment of status, asking if they should bring in all those paperwork after. So it's probably the husband.
Okay, so the husband would have to file, your U.S. citizen spouse, whoever that may be, would have to file a separate adjustment for your 10-year-old.
We've got a really good question that they just showed up on the screen from First Lady Hewitt, who said, I have a question. How did you become so great?
Well, it all started with my mother and father. They had a bottle of wine one night.
Oh my goodness.
Got a little frisky, and 9 months later, here I am.
And that's how he
became great, yes.
An amazing immigration
lawyer. And the rest is history. The rest is history from there.
The real question from Olive Foster is, I'm waiting on an immigration interview for a year. I'm waiting on immigration a year ago now for my green card, and I have not heard a word. And the thing is, I have a lawyer, and I have not heard from them in over a year. What can I do?
It's taking 12 to 30 months, but if you watched Abadir Sues the Government, if your pending adjustment is more than 12 months, you file a mandamus, you will get an interview right away. Give us a call.
All right, Sweet X says, hey Brad, can someone fly within the U.S. From one state and back to where they're coming from on their foreign visa within their 6 months?
Yes.
We've got a question from Payano, who said, if I filed the I-765 and the I-131 and my 765 is being produced, what are the chances of getting a combo card? And is it safe to use the advanced parole if I overstayed for 3 months? I'm worried they may not let me back in the U.S.
You will be allowed back in, and you'll likely get a combo card.
Okay, and Paula Campbell says, hey Brad, when married and renewing a passport, does the married name have to be on the passport?
No, it's a modern world.
Sasha Love says, if one's spouse is currently serving time in prison, is it possible for him to still petition for his wife from inside?
Yes, as long as it's not for sexual abuse.
Mercy says, my case was transferred from Executive Office of Appeal to USCIS office that has jurisdiction over my case. Please, what could this be on appealing I-130 petitions?
I would not appeal I-130 petitions. It takes years and years and years. If you got an I-130 denied, I would just refile it again.
We've got a question from Joanne, who said...
Well, let me give a caveat to that.
Yeah, caveat, yep.
Assuming it's a marriage case. If it's like your brother filing for you, then you appeal it because you want to maintain that priority date.
Oh, caveat situation.
Caveat. Caveat situation.
Not caviar.
No,
caveat.
not caviar. No,
Do you like caviar?
I do not. I'm not a fancy person.
Never had caviar. Did you just say you're not a fancy person?
Right.
Why, you think I'm a fancy person?
You're a fancy person, Brad.
Yeah, I'm about fancy pants?
You're a pretty fancy pants. You're a pretty fancy pants. I think your pants are pretty fancy, I bet, too.
I'm a caveman.
I have fancy pants, but I'm not fancy
You do have fancy pants.
Yes, you do. You walk around like you're fancy pants, but you're not.
But I'm not.
That's true.
That's funny, and I walk around like I'm not, but I am.
But you are. Oh my God, you guys are really the Oreos.
So you should start wearing my pants.
Do you know what? If they ever came back with, like, you know, the Odd Couple, Remember, like the two people, like complete opposites, roommates.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. Yo-Yo and Brad. I'm a couple.
That's true.
All right.
What was that? What was that movie
How
with
funny
Danny
would that be,
DeVito
right?
and Arnold
Right.
Schwarzenegger?
They did. The whole show's premise like, yes, they have to go to work together and they go home and live together.
It can be twins. That's the movie. It can be like
Right.
twins.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito. Wait, who's Danny DeVito and who's Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Well, who do you think? Who do you think?
I'll let you figure
that one out, right?
Here I am stirring the pot. Just enjoying it.
Figure that out.
All right, let's do it. We got social media. Let's continue.
Joanne Pierre said, can I file for my husband and 2 kids who are in Haiti as my stepchildren right now while I'm still trying to help get my husband his green card? Is that going to slow down my husband's case, or do I need to wait till my husband gets his green card first and then file for his children?
No, you can file for both at the same time.
Kenny Ken 30. Hi, Uncle Brad. I have a friend that got married to her child's father after he became a U.S. citizen. Can they legally stop her from getting a green card? They think that the first marriage was fake.
The one that this spouse became a citizen was a fake one?
So the friend that got married to her child's father after he became a U.S. citizen.
Whose marriage was fake?
I guess the
friend.
first. The friend's first
if the
marriage.
first marriage is considered marriage fraud, that bars you for the rest of eternity from getting a green card.
Oof.
So if that's the case, I would have the friend come and see us immediately.
Kenny Ken said, hey, Uncle Brad, that's really caught on. I'm so sorry.
What's really caught on?
Man,
what's really caught on?
Uncle Brad.
Uncle Brad.
Uncle Brad is caught on.
Yeah.
Just like Belgium Kim and Yo-Yo.
Yes.
That's true,
Right,
but
yes.
we've actively branded ourselves that. You did not.
No, I've
Uncle
been.
Brad was.
Uncle Brad is just a squad thing.
Yeah, it is.
Not me. I didn't brand.
That's true.
Yo-Yo.
No, you
but
didn't brand
we
Yo-Yo.
bequeathed Yo-Yo
Yes,
upon you.
right. You accepted it.
You-
Right. I've accepted Uncle Brad.
You have. You
Yes,
have.
wholeheartedly.
Bubakar said, I sent.
As long as I'm not crazy, Uncle Brad.
No, you're not that crazy.
I'm not
You're
crazy,
not that
Uncle
uncle.
Brad. Right,
No,
I'm not
you're
the
like
crazy
the
Uncle
cool
Brad.
uncle.
I'm cool Uncle Brad.
Yeah, you're the
Right.
cool Uncle Brad.
Yeah.
Bubakar said, on December 31st of 2018, I sent into immigration the correspondence of the intent to deny, and I'm still waiting for the result of my interview. My question is, am I out of time?
What do you mean you're out of time? If you submitted an RFE, you got to wait for a decision. What do you mean it's out of time?
Well, it's what is he? I think what he's wondering is if he sent back the RFE and he has not heard back yet. Does that mean that he didn't send back the RFE quickly enough, or are they just
No,
still
it just
reviewing?
means they haven't made a decision yet.
Christina says, how long does it take for I-130 to be approved? Applied on September 7th, 2018.
Hopefully under a year.
Loretta is wondering, do you have to have an I-94 when going for the interview, even if the immigration stamp in your passport says the time when you came and to leave?
What is the question? I was saying.
Do you have to have an I-94 when
No,
going?
you do not need an I-94. The stamp in your passport's fine.
Boom.
Okay. Ryan James says, can I visit my pregnant wife who's about to give birth? I live overseas and I never filed for a green card. I have a visitor's visa. She is a citizen.
Come visit.
Then when I arrive, can I apply for a change of status?
You can't come with the intent of adjusting your status. You can come visit for the birth. You can come visit and intend to return home. You can come visit, intend to return home and change your mind 3 months later. But if your intent is texting me right now or sending a message, I'm coming to live, you're committing a misrepresentation.
But like if he says it's his pregnant wife and she's a citizen.
You can't come. You can come to visit to see the birth of your child. You can't come to visit to see the birth of your child and then live in America for the rest of your life. It's not a visa to live in America for the rest of your life. It's a visa to visit, and that has to be your intent in your mind when you come into the airport. And if you change your mind within the first 90 days of you coming into the airport, then they're saying you lied.
Right. But why can't she just file for him?
Because it'll take 15 months. He'll miss the birth.
Oh, okay.
But so what?
So she can file for him,
Right.
come visit, and return home. Yes, you can do that
That's
too.
what
Or what if completely hypothetically he goes, visits her, falls in love with baby being a dad, and then 3 months later when he's supposed to leave, he's like, wait, I can't leave my baby and my wife anymore. I thought I could, but I can't.
That's a hypothetical.
Total
but
hypothetical.
But yeah, you're
But
allowed
would
to
that be
change your
allowed?
mind.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry, that was thank you for
Right.
going into that,
Yes.
Brad. Noel K. Thomas said, my name's Thomas, and I was looking back over the letter, and it states that I may request a review of documentation while in removal proceedings. Does that still not give me the opportunity to come back in the U.S.? I believe
This
this
is
was
the same.
the call.
Okay. That's what I said. You come back into what you should do. Is come back into the United States, and they're gonna put you in deportation,
Right.
And then hopefully you don't sit in jail, and you get to renew your application before an immigration judge. That's what you should be doing.
Kennard Cook saying, my wife take off her petition of my application. They denied my green card. I need some advice on what I should do now.
What is Bernard Cook's problem?
The wife took off her petition of the application and
He
they
withdrew
denied.
it.
Yeah, so they denied his green card.
Well, yeah, I don't know what's going on with you and your wife. You need to come and speak to me.
Tejas said, I filed a U visa in January of this year, and I got fingerprints done in February, the end of February. How much longer until I can expect my work permit?
Years, unless you file based on hardship after 6 months.
Oof.
And our last one for this round, Shine Williams says, if a person gets denied for their 10-year green card because the other spouse wrote USCIS and said the marriage was a fraud, can the person reapply without the spouse?
Yes, but you better be prepared to prove that the spouse is a liar. Because right now the presumption is the spouse is telling the truth. So with that, Kim and Yo-Yo, we're going to come back in a few minutes. So everybody who didn't get their social media question answered, we're going to come back and do a speed round in a few minutes.
Right.
So stay right in here. We're going to do a speed round. Everybody loves the speed round. It's like a new thing now. We
Yes.
love the speed round, right?
Yep.
So we're going to come back and do a speed round in a few minutes. But first, about a week ago, we sent Yo-Yo out on the streets to ask New Yorkers their knowledge about inventors and whether these inventions were made in the United States or in another country by immigrants. No, I'm sorry, were made by immigrants,
right?
Or made by American-born inventors.
Yes.
That was the game, right?
That's the game. That was.
Okay, and in the middle of it, we kind of got frozen by the ice cream truck.
Right.
Right.
Oh,
so
yeah.
right, remember the ice cream
Yes,
truck?
I remember
Julian
that.
was driving around
It
with
was
the ice cream
cold.
truck. It was very cold. Typical Julian in the ice cream truck. Guy lives in this ice cream truck. Skinny as a bean. It's amazing.
Get a different job, man.
Look at him.
So any event, let's watch Yonathan ask people on the streets their knowledge, and please play along with us, because I'm going to play along too, because I haven't seen it yet, so I'm going to see how many I can get right as well. Inventors, American-born or immigrants. Let's watch.
What's up, Brad Squad? It's your boy Yonathan Elias out here in the streets of New York. We're gonna play another edition of Who Invented It, American-born or immigrant. So this is an amazing game where we find out where some of your favorite inventors actually come from. So I want you guys to play along as I test some of these New Yorkers. Let's go. Now, Wikipedia, was it invented by someone from the United States, Russia, Argentina, or Australia?
I think it was Russia. I think American-born.
Was the inventor United States, Russia, Argentina, or Australia?
Wikipedia, WikiLeaks is Julian Assange, so Australia.
In 2001, Americans Jimmy Wells and Larry Sanger helped launch the Digital Encyclopedia. Today, it's used for everything from term papers to settling arguments at the dinner table. As a matter of fact, we got all the facts from Wikipedia today. WhatsApp. United States, Ukraine, China, or Slovakia?
China.
I'm gonna guess United States.
I think it was an Englishman, an immigrant.
I'll say Ukraine.
Good job. All right. Yeah, you got that. Ukrainian Jan Koum started off as a cleaner in a grocery store, but a little thing called WhatsApp changed all of that. Koum is the revolutionary app's co-founder and CEO. In 2014, he sold his Facebook Incorporated, acquired WhatsApp in 2014 for $19 billion, making Koum a very, very successful man. Cell phones. Is the inventor from the United States? Is the inventor from China? Is the inventor from Japan or Taiwan?
Maybe from China?
Cell phones. Japan?
Is it Japan?
That's what I thought was the United States. Dr. Martin Cooper invented the first mobile phone as vice president of Motorola in 1973. The first call ever placed on the first mobile phone invented was to his main competitor at Bell Labs. He wanted to let them know that Motorola had beaten them to become the first company to design a successful mobile phone. If that's not petty, I don't know what is. I like that. Theory of relativity was the inventor from the United States, Austria, Switzerland, or Germany.
That's Einstein, right?
Yeah.
I think it's Austria. Is he? Or Switzerland? Oh, boy. I'll take Switzerland.
Relativity. That Einstein?
Yes.
He's both U.S. and German. So, with U.S., I'll go to German.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what Einstein said?
What?
Those who say they never failed mean they never tried anything new.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
See, I could be smart sometimes.
A name synonymous for genius. German-born Albert Einstein fathered modern physics. Discovered the world's most famous equation, E equals mc squared. Developed the special theory of relativity and a lot of other things people who are scientists need to learn. He moved around the world living in Italy, Switzerland, Austria, and Belgium before finally settling in the United States, but was actually born in Germany. The Pulitzer Prize.
Yeah, Pulitzer Prize is American because he was an editor here in New York.
United States, France, Turkey, or Hungary?
Hungary.
Yes, got it.
I really don't know, but I'm going to guess United States or Hungary.
Hungary. I'll give it to you. Hungary. After his father's death in Hungary, Joseph Pulitzer's family was left impoverished. After being enlisted by American military recruiters, he arrived in the United States at 17 to fight in the Civil War for the Lincoln Cavalry. Although he didn't know how to speak English, when he arrived, Pulitzer became the most prominent journalist of his day, and his techniques are still the standard for modern journalism. Today, he's best known for starting the Pulitzer Prize. The award goes to the best journalists, writers, and photographers out there, and was founded by Joseph after his impressive career in journalism. Both speakers, United States, Canada, South Africa, and India.
Bose. Canada?
South Africa.
United States, Canada, South Africa, or India?
Bosk. Is it India? I'm not sure.
Amor Bose is from America.
I believe that was South African.
United States.
Oh, man.
Amar Bose is a first-generation United States citizen born to an immigrant family in Pennsylvania in 1929. His father was Bengali Hindu, an Indian freedom revolutionary who had fled from persecution by the British police to the U.S. Today, Bose employs almost 12,000 people, has contracts with both NASA and the military, is highly sought after in the commercial market, and brought in more than $3 billion worth of revenue in 2015. That boy rich. Ferris wheel. Was it invented by someone from the United States, France, South Korea, or Brazil?
French. I think it's France.
Ferris wheel. I'm gonna give it to the U.S.
The United States, France, South Korea, or Brazil?
It's either France or the United States.
That's crazy. So it's from the United States, but they got it from France. So it's the person's from the United States, though. So you got it. The Americans' response to the France's Eiffel Tower debuted on June 21st, 1893 at Chicago's World Fair. Designed by American-born engineer George Washington Gale Ferris, it was and still is the largest wheel ever built. It weighed 1,300 tons, stood 25 stories high, and held over 1,400 passengers. It took 20 minutes for the enormous wheel to make one complete turn. That's crazy. All right, now Huffington Post. Invented by someone from the United States, Bosnia, Greece, or Italy?
I think she's Bosnian.
America.
Huffington Post.
U.S.
United States, Bosnia, Greece, or Italy?
United States.
United States, Bosnia, Greece, or Italy?
United States.
I'm trying to help you, brother. It's not United States. That's what I keep on saying. Bosnia, Greece, or Italy?
Italy?
It sounds German. Greece?
Greek immigrant Ariana Huffington is the founder and former editor-in-chief of Huffington Post. In 2016, Huffington stepped down as editor-in-chief of Huffington Post to launch her new enterprise, Thrive Global, and the online publication was renamed HuffPo. She's been named one of the 100 most powerful women by Forbes, and in 2003, she ran against fellow immigrant Arnold Schwarzenegger for governor of California. Supercomputers, United States, Nigeria, Ghana, or Somalia?
America.
That's the United States.
One time you say the United States is from Nigeria, brother.
The supercomputer?
Yes. Now last one, supercomputers. United States, Nigeria, Ghana, or Somalia?
United States.
Nigeria.
What?
Yes.
You serious?
1989, yes. Due to cost, Nigerian immigrant Philip Imiagwali had to drop out of school at just the age of 14. Often called the Bill Gates of Africa, Imiagwali began studying bees when the construction of the honeycomb inspired him to rethink computer processing. In 1989, he put his idea to work using 65,000 processes to invent the world's first supercomputer, able to perform 3.1 billion calculations per second. That's Nigeria for you. All right, Brad Squad, well, there you guys have it. I learned a lot today. My fellow New Yorkers learned a lot today, and I hope that you guys did as well. We have a lot of immigrants that invented a lot of things that we use today, and we need y'all to know about all of them, all right? Now back to the studio.
I didn't know the last one, the Nigerian Einstein.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't know that one. Supercomputer. I had no
I was
idea.
even surprised.
Yeah, I had no idea.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he doesn't get a lot of publicity, that guy.
Or any.
Not zero.
And isn't that crazy? Because
he should get a lot, yeah.
His contributions to the modern world today are pretty insane.
Right. And Kim's like, he's the Nigerian Einstein.
Yeah. In my research for this, I was like, oh my gosh.
All right, so we have a speed round to do.
Yeah.
How many questions we got?
15.
15 questions, 3 minutes.
I like it.
Julian, put 3 minutes on the clock, Julian. There he's got 3 minutes on the clock, 15 questions in under 3 minutes. Are you ready?
And sometimes, like I said, we just count the questions. We don't see if there are some doubles. So if there's some doubles, it might not be 15.
Right.
You guys really call us out on that.
You really do, but you have to understand we're
This
going.
is a live show.
Yeah.
Right. It's not like we have the questions ahead of time.
And you guys would be shocked to find out, but Yonathan and I don't memorize your questions.
Yeah,
we really read them as we go.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm not told these questions in advance. I have no idea.
Yeah, that's
Also,
I have no idea what
also
these
another
questions are
fact
going
of
to be.
BSL.
All of these things make our new speed round very interesting.
That's right.
Yes.
All right. Ready whenever you are.
All right. Our first question comes from Mukhtar saying, can someone file for an aunt to come to the U.S. or rather just send an invitation letter to her?
You can send an invitation letter for a visitor's visa, yes.
Sasha says, my friend traveled throughout the U.S. by flying even though she overstayed. How is that possible?
Because all you have to do is show identification to get on a plane. You're not going through an immigration checkpoint.
Marianne says, my brother is in deportation since early 2000 from his wife took off and refused to do the interview. He has 2 kids born here and a wife who is also out of status. What can he do?
He took off and is in deportation. He's got big problems. He should come see me.
He never committed a crime or
He should
anything
come see
like
me.
that. Yes.
He's got a problem.
Baldwin said, my mother's a green card holder and so is my father, and my daughter is also a green card holder. I came over and did not go back because I was the one taking care of them. What can I do? Who should file for me?
This is the brother?
Mom filed. Mom has a green card. Dad has a green card. Daughter has a green card.
Mom should file for you, or mom should file for you.
Tilly says, I got married in July 2016. When on my interview in 2018, my son did not go on the interview, but he got his green card in 2018. So how long before I get my green card? When I call immigration, they said they don't need any more papers.
Mandamus.
I applied for my visa in January of 2019 and got fingerprints done in February 27th. How much longer until I get the work permit?
3 more months.
Tanya says, I did my interview in January. Officer told me it was approved. I just had to redo my medical and drop it off after at the field office. Only letter I got from them after is the approved for the I-130, nothing else. It's going into the 4th month and still nothing. What should I do?
After 4 months, you can sit on your hands, write a letter, contact your congressman, or file a mandamus. I suggest file a mandamus.
Oluwatimi says, if you have 3 felonies before your interview for citizenship, would you still get your citizenship?
I doubt it.
Beverly says, can a mandamus be filed even if you're waiting on VAWA as well?
Yes.
Nurik said, my asylum case is denied before 10 years has elapsed. Am I eligible for cancellation of removal after 10 years?
No, it's 10 years before you're put into removal, not 10 years while you're in removal.
D. Bean says, after you receive a waiver based on marriage to a U.S. citizen and go to the Barbados for an interview, how many years for the green card are you likely to receive? 2 or 10?
How long have you been married?
Just says based on the marriage to a U.S. citizen.
If you're married for more than 2 years, a 10-year card. Less than 2 years, 2-year card.
Gabenga said, I got my green card and a week later my wife asked me to move out, which I did, and a week after that she served me with divorce papers. How is this going to affect my citizenship?
They may question the validity of your marriage. You should come speak to a lawyer.
Joanne says, my husband's case is closed already and all lawyers said that they don't see a way to reopen his case, so he has to wait. He has to go to Haiti for his interview. After that, to file the form I-212 and I-601 for the waiver.
I wouldn't leave if you have an order of deportation. Come see me.
Carrie Ann, damn.
I asked too many questions.
Yes.
Yeah,
I was trying to get the details of the questions.
Yep. We
All
had 3
right,
left.
let's do the last 3.
Okay.
So far, I think we've lost more speed rounds than won.
Well,
them.
I mean, that's what training
But
does.
this is what the
though.
training is
this
for.
is why, yeah.
That's right.
We're training. So wait, one question. So the guy, the husband, he's outside the U.S. already.
Oh, he's already outside the U.S.
It says.
All right, so then he needs a 601 and a 212 waiver, correct? I thought he didn't leave yet.
No, that's what I was saying. He's the waiver while he's outside the U.S.
Yes, the waiver's done outside the U.S.
So the lawyers were right. Just
Correct.
do that.
Yes,
the 212 and the 601.
Correct, but it's filed here in the United States.
Yes.
Right.
Carrie Ann's 9-year-old nephew lives in Jamaica and his mom is not active in his life. We don't know his dad, and he's currently living with Carrie Ann's little brother. How could she go about, she's a citizen, how could she go about either adopting him or somehow bringing him here?
Do a SIJ, Special Juvenile Immigrant. You prove it's not in the child's best interest to be reunited with at least one parent, get guardianship of them, and then that child can file a Special Immigrant Juvenile Adjustment application.
Sardia says, has a green card holder, how long does it take to get your husband here to the U.S.?
3 years.
And finally, Bella Jeet says, USCIS sent my case to NVC on the 1st of March. How long do I have to wait for a response from NVC? And should I be worried that it's almost been 2 months now?
You should have got a receipt notice, and then you just got to wait.
Okay.
All right, so we're having a flashback Monday instead of a throwback Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Last summer, you may remember Belgium Kim.
Yeah.
You got your press credentials.
I did.
Right, and was this your first time with your press credentials?
No, that was actually my last time without them.
Well, okay. So this is very memorable because this was Kim's last event on the street, I guess.
Yeah.
Or filming on the street, in which she did it without any press credentials and did not get arrested doing it.
Correct.
She went to see John Travolta.
Yeah.
Of Grease, Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah.
Welcome Back, Kotter.
Right.
Remember that one?
Yes.
Mr. Kotter.
What is that?
You don't remember that show?
What is that?
That was from the early 70s. That was his first thing he ever did, John Travolta.
What show was that?
What?
What show was that?
Welcome Back, Kotter.
Nope.
Yeah, it was before your time. It was when I was like 6 years old. So
that's even before your time.
Yes. So he received a Special Achievement Award in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, 41 years after the classic film Saturday Night Fever changed the game for Southern Brooklyn forever. Let's watch Belgium Kim with John Travolta.
Hey Brad Scott, it's Belgium Kim, and I am outside Lenny's Pizza on the corner of 86th Street in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn. 41 years ago, John Travolta brought an incredible amount of notoriety to the area and to Lenny's Pizza when he had his famous double-decker slice in the opening scene of Saturday Night Fever. Today, he is back to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award for his contribution to Brooklyn and to Lenny's Pizza, given to him by Senator Marty Golden. We are about to see him strut his stuff through here as he's here to promote his new movie, Gotti. Let's check out the festivities.
mean, look at this. We cruised underneath this train tracks over here, and we're in the streets dancing and chilling. Brooklyn's own Joe Corsi. We got the cast of the Gotti movie here.
This is a great day for John Travolta and his family, a great day for Brooklyn. Let's hear it.
One of the greatest people I ever met, and he's here for everybody.
It's not often that we have an opportunity to recognize a great actor who helped turn Brooklyn into a cultural touchstone of the late 1970s. John Travolta did exactly that.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the one, the only Travolta.
So very much. Thank you for giving me such a foundation for my career, and I hope that this week you will all go out and support the Gotti movie. And I want to say a special thanks to John Gotti Jr. and his whole family for supporting that movie, that story, and John Gotti lives forever. So, and support us, join us in the movie theaters. We love you. We love Brooklyn. Thank you very, very much. Two is good.
How often do you get the double-decker, some type of Saturday Night Fever reference on a daily basis?
Yeah, every day. It's just amazing. One, we get people from all over the world, which I would be surprised if someone from Japan would be so excited to talk about disco 40 years later, and it could be a young person. We also had a young boy dress up as Tony Manero, which is John Travolta in Saturday Night Fever, which is amazing as well.
Senator Golden out there said that he felt like John Travolta turned both this pizza shop and Brooklyn as a cultural touchstone. Do you agree with that?
I do. You know, it's amazing how so many people come here, and they were actually here the day that they filmed Saturday Night Fever. So many people come literally every day to say that they were here when John Travolta first came here when they filmed Saturday Night Fever. So it is amazing, and it definitely touched a lot of people's hearts in Bensonhurst.
I know that you guys actually are not Lenny's family, right? Is that right?
That's correct. So the place has been here for 65 years, which is a really long time. It has changed hands twice, and my dad's been here for 32 years. We're glad to be here. My dad's worked really hard at this, and it's always nice to serve the community, and that's why we kept the name Lenny's.
Do you guys feel like you are part of the American dream because of this spot?
My dad came here with like $800 from his country with no family and nothing. For him to build this type of business and have it continue going, it's just been, it's been a great thing. And you know what? It is the United States of America, and people do come here to make a better living. And my parents have put in a lot of sacrifice, both my parents. My mom staying home with 4 children, and my father working 15 hours a day has definitely made what we have, our success.
What impact did John Travolta and his movies have on you growing up?
A lot. That's why I brought him back here. Was I knew that what it meant to everyone in Brooklyn to bring him back to Lenny's Pizza, and it's been amazing to have him come back here. This has been an amazing day.
We are here with Nico, one of the stars of the new Gotti movie coming out on Friday. Nico, you have just worked with John Travolta. How was that?
It was actually very cool. It was amazing. He's a very funny man. He's so protective of people. He's very nice, and he just knows how to work with people. He's just one of the greatest actors I've ever met in my life.
Nico, very Italian name, from the Bronx. Do you guys have an Italian background?
My dad and my mom are Italian. My mom's also Irish.
How old are you?
I'm 12.
You're 12. You're already starring in this huge movie. What's the goal for you? What is your ultimate American dream?
My ultimate American dream would be something about where John Travolta is right now. I've always wanted to be that big and get that big in the acting life, and I hope to grow up to be John Travolta.
Yeah.
I am here with Susan, a Lenny's regular. Susan, how long have you been coming to Lenny's?
Over 20 years, maybe 30. I'm giving away my age here.
Do you feel like John Travolta's role and just coming to Lenny's in that very first scene in Saturday Night Fever, do you feel like that changed how this neighborhood was?
Absolutely.
Has the pizza changed in the last 30 years?
No, the pizza's still awesome. I always come here for the grandma slice. They have the best grandma slice ever.
I'm about to taste it, so that's what I need?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Oh, you got it.
All right, Brad Squad, we were so close to John Travolta. As you can see around me, they are breaking down the stage. There is still a crowd full of people enjoying Lenny's pizza. He broke out his standard disco moves. He wore the white suit. His wife, Kelly Preston, was here. We got to talk to Nico Bustamante and Will DeMeo from the new film Gotti coming out on Friday. And we got to talk to Josephine Giordano, who told us how the neighborhood has changed around Lenny's Pizza in the 32 years since her family has owned it. Until next time, Brad Squad.
All right, Kim, and the reviews for the movie Gotti.
We're glowing with a whopping 0%.
0% Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes was the worst.
So unless you're gonna get it free, unless you're gonna watch it for free, don't watch it. Right?
Did you watch it?
No, I did not.
Not
and
with a zero, right?
After the 0%, yeah. Some of the reviews were amazing, including an incoherent jumble, not unlike that of puzzle pieces thrown together in a bag, shaken up, and heaved on the screen in an astonishing display of haphazard incompetence.
Wow. That is as bad a review as you can probably have. That's a 0.
That's like a negative.
Yeah.
The nicest review this film has is the best so bad it's good movie of 2018, if not of the entire decade.
The best what?
The best so bad.
So bad movie?
I guess that's a positive way.
It was that bad.
Yeah, it is truly that
The pizza
bad.
was better.
The pizza was delicious. The pizza was fantastic.
The movie sucks, the pizza's great.
And I got to see John Travolta, so I was a real happy gal, regardless.
All right, comments of the day. What are our comments of the day?
All right. Yoo-hoo. Now our first comment of the day comes from Lisa Bling Rose on Facebook, talking actually about the pizza, saying he's watching his diet. He's not eating that pizza. Talking about Brad.
He's right, and John Travolta was not eating that pizza
That's
either.
right.
Like,
He wasn't?
Yeah, no. He got those. He stacked it up. He took like one little baby bite, but you could tell he didn't really bite anything off.
Yeah.
It's like nope. Our second comment of the day is from Levon D. Tucker, who said, "Sometimes your company is worth more than words."
Aww.
That's really nice.
Very nice.
All right, our third comment of the day comes from First Lady, who was saying, please do not disturb when I'm watching Bradshaw live.
That's
not
right.
even my mother.
That's right. That's right. My mother knows not to disturb me either when I'm performing at Bradshaw Live.
Even my mother disturbs me during Bradshaw Live.
We don't answer the phones.
Right.
We've got our next comment of the day from Kill Anderson the Tiger, who knows exactly what Brad needs. She said, "Brad, you need a crown. For all the great things you do to help a lot of individuals, including me, we are so grateful to all the
very
love
nice.
to you."
That's very nice. Thank you very much, Carol. That's very nice.
That is.
Yes.
And our last comment of the day, just kidding, not our last, but one of them, Ramona Hazel saying, we need a Brad Squad day out in the summertime so we can chit-chat face to face. Ooh. So let me say, whoever plans that, let us know.
Yeah.
Because we'll come through.
We'll be there.
You just have to plan it,
You
though.
have to plan it. And even if you want to plan it, you guys are already all connected through the Bradshaw Live Brad Squad Facebook group.
Yeah.
So if you guys want to start meeting each other, we know we got a lot of New York people, we got a lot of Florida people, we got a lot of California people, We want to see some Bradshaw Live meetups. I like where Ramona Hazel's going.
Yeah, and then somebody make some strong back so I can finally try it for the first time.
Yes.
Brad and I.
We've been still waiting for that, right?
I know. Brad and I are going to try that strong back.
Yes.
One hump day, things will go horrendously awry, and the men of this show will drink strong back.
Yeah, just don't dress provocatively that day, Jen.
Will do.
Please don't dress
show
provocatively.
up in my nun's habit.
Yes, thank you very much.
And finally, from Anna K. Moxham, we have my only reason on Facebook is just for the Brad Show.
Oh, wow.
That's right.
Wow.
Take that, Zuckerberg.
All right, everybody. Thank you all for watching. We will be back live tomorrow sometime after 5:30. Stay safe and be well and keep smiling. We'll see you tomorrow. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK, 1-800-529-5465.